Hi everyone, my name is CohhCarnage and I'm here with another Thoughts video, this time on Pillars of Eternity 2. Pillars of Eternity 2 is a CRPG by Obsidian Entertainment, one of my favorite gaming companies. I was very excited to dive into this game, and I just wrapped it up in about 66 hours, and I have to say, it was pretty fantastic. I played this game directly after playing Pillars of Eternity 1 and actually importing my saved game into 2. I highly recommend doing that if you have not done it yourself. If you are planning on checking out Pillars of Eternity, I definitely recommend playing all the way through 1, then importing your save into 2, and going from there. Both games back to back, like we did it, led to 150 plus hours, actually just under 150 hours, of incredibly awesome entertainment. Some of the best writing that I've ever had and seen in a game. PoE 2 featured some of the better voice acting I've heard. Not only that, but every character in PoE 2 was voice acted, which, you know, I didn't really realize until PoE 2 how much having every character voiced can lead to the immersive aspects of a game. I knew I liked voice acting, but knowing that every single person you see in the game that you talk to has their own voice is pretty amazing. And not only from a streaming standpoint to save my throat from reading everything out loud, but also from just kind of, again, that immersive angle of really just having everyone talk to you. It's kind of a big deal, and it was pretty awesome. So anyway, let's talk about the game. So PoE 2 is a real-time CRPG. It is a top-down, party-based RPG adventure where you pick one of 55 different classes, including multi-classes, and basically plow your way through the game. It has some very cool new features. It has a revamped combat system from the first one, a party inventory system, which is one of the easiest to manage of any CRPGs I've played. It also has a slight base building mechanic, although I would have liked to see it a little bit more customizable in the ships, including the entire ship-based combat, and a ton of side content. As we learned this week, actually, you can beat this game legitly in 26 minutes. It took us 66 hours. So the main story is arguably potentially relatively short if you just go right down it, but this is not a game that was ever designed to go right down the middle like that. This is a game designed for people that love this kind of stuff, that love immersing themselves in worlds, building a life inside these types of games. And it's great for that, and it was fantastic. So overall, Pillars of Eternity 2 is a big, big recommend from me. But now for the rest of it. This game is a big recommend from me in about a month. And the reason I say that is because, unfortunately, I have to say that I ran into more bugs than I was expecting. I ran into some of my quests being uncompletable. I ran into some pretty major mechanics having some pretty glaring flaws. And there were definitely some parts of it that I was expecting more in that I didn't quite get what I was looking forward to. For instance, the ship-on-ship combat system, very rudimentary, and some pretty major issues with it. Like damaging people in the ship thing doesn't translate to those characters when you board them. Also, you can't capture other ships. You can't, if you look on the ship game and there's 7 people on the other ship, when you actually run into them and board them, all of a sudden 15 people pop up. You know, there's lots of little issues that add up to some pretty frustrating experiences. Now, the good news is that most of these features have already been, Obsidian has already said they're working on fixing, or that they didn't work how they wanted them to. So that's why I say I recommend this game now, but I strongly recommend it in a month when they get this stuff kind of polished out, because I think it'll work a lot better. Also, there are some pretty major balance issues. However, it's important to mention, in PoE 1 you had 12, 13 classes. PoE 2 has a similar number of base classes, but they also allow multi-classing, and multi-classing opens up, like I said at the beginning, 55 class combinations. And then you have subclasses on top of that to even more broaden it out. So I knew there would be some balance issues, but there are arguably just straight up broken classes right now. There are some classes that you can play and some synergies you can do that kind of invalidate a lot of things. Also, there was a pretty major bug in my playthrough. Well, not really a bug, but some pretty major balancing issues that made the hardest difficulty I played on not really that hard, and that was kind of unfortunate. And also there was this major issue with a component called level scaling, which I think they actually fixed last patch, but wasn't available to us in our playthrough. So again, a few bummers. And I feel it's important in these thoughts videos to mention that stuff, even though, again, I had a phenomenal time. It's kind of important that you guys know that too. So hopefully what's going to be happening is this game already has DLC on the way. I will, of course, be doing this DLC the second I can. And I may even do a little update to this thoughts video at that time to kind of let you guys know if these issues that we've been having were addressed, and kind of go from there. So anyway, that's about it. The TLDR, PoE 2, phenomenal story, phenomenal characters, phenomenal music, phenomenal locations, phenomenal dialogue, phenomenal writing. Really, for RPG fans, this game is a must play. With PoE 1, I would say play PoE 1 and then play PoE 2, and I think any RPG fan can find something that they really like between the two of them. Again, however, PoE 2 could cook just a little bit longer to take that experience from great to amazing. So I may recommend that. And of course, feel free to drop by the channel at any point and ask us how it's doing. And yeah, that's where we are. So again, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to Obsidian, who not only let us play the game a little early, which was one of the first times that's happened here on the channel, but also stopped by the channel. We had Josh Sawyer, the game director, drop by, give us lots of great tips. We had at one point 2 of the coders and artists. Just it was really cool of them to be this connected. And again, as just a huge fan, thank you. It was a phenomenally entertaining 60+ hour experience, and I can't wait for the DLC, and I can't wait to hopefully one day PoE 3. So that's it. We'll see you next thoughts video, whenever that's going to be on whatever it's going to be. And yeah, thanks for watching.